Sandali lang, inaayos ko lang yung aking lapel, yung aking angulo ng ng aking phone. So let's begin a little bit shortly. Pa-attendance muna tayo. Hello, good evening everyone. Peter John Toyorada is here. Hello, Sir Jason. Pa-attendance naman po from Davao City. Rodil Fiel is also here. Present, sir. Pa-attendance po. Ken Primero is also here. Winston Francisco, sir, pa-attendance. Ayan. So, greet muna tayo ha, bago tayo mag-start. Mark Gonzalez, good evening, Sir Jason. Hope you enjoyed the photo I sent you earlier today because sharing is caring. Yeah, I did. Tawag nito, na-enjoy ko yung yung sinend mo. Tom Consensino, good evening, Sir Jason. I really hope na MU will make a big comeback at BBP next year. Can you give us hints sa iba pang companies na nilapitan ni Hello Tita? So far, what I know of based on rumors are GMA and BBP. So I'm not yet clued in doon sa third na company. I hope na yung mga ladies who lunch ng New York magparamdam. Ayan. EF Chicago, hello from Chicago. I think it's good morning there. So, hello there sa mga nasa Chicago ngayon, the Windy City ng US. Winston Francisco, aamoy ko yung Miss World, nililingawan din ang BBP. Winston, I've heard Miss World is rumored na, I think kumakalat na rin naman sa Facebook, okay lang pag-usapan, di ba? Narinig ko na ang Miss World daw is para naghahanap ng panibagong tahanan. What I heard though is sa Empire yung naririnig kong saan sila pwedeng lumipat. So, I'm not sure. I mean, this is sabi ko nga, earlier this year pala, asahan natin na magkakaroon ng mga rigodon when it comes to pageant franchises. This is not something that's going to be gonna stabilize itself in the next 5 years. I think taon-taon baka makakita tayo ng mga pagbabago sa mga franchises kung saan sila roronda, saan sila magre-rigodon. So, asahan na natin na every year magkakaroon tayo ng guessing game, not only kung saan magaganap ang Miss Universe, ang Miss World, ang mga international pageants, but also pati na din yung mga sino hahawak sa mga local franchises ng mga ito. Okay. Otan says, good PM, Sir Jason. JB says, late ako. Ano yung GMA and BBP? These are the companies na allegedly nililigawan for the Miss Universe Philippines franchise na bilhin nila. Winston Francisco says, yes, kalat na din. So, di ba sabi ko nga, medyo nga, parang, if I'm not mistaken sa mga Facebook groups, sa pasensya ha, parang napuwing yata ako. Nakalat na nga sa mga Facebook groups na may mga usapin na the Miss World Philippines might be moving again from the current franchise owners. So, let's wait and see. Kasi parang medyo matagal na din natenga si Gwen Forniol. Let's wait kung ano ba ang developments sa Miss World, because even Miss World mismo parang hindi pa sila nagre-release ng actual dates doon sa kanilang hosting sa Dubai. EF Chicago, yes, here in Chicago it's already 8 a.m. Good morning there. I hope na you're enjoying your morning with a cup of hot coffee. Medyo mainit ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon because we are going to be talking about several topics. So pag-uusapan natin, of course, Binibining Pilipinas. We're going to talk about yung rumors sa Miss Universe and the change of age requirements. Tapos yung we also are going to be talking about yung mga changes in Miss International, because I think kinakailangan natin pag-usapan yan dahil medyo nagbago. There's a lot of speculation on the Miss International prototype. What does it mean for the pageant? What does it mean for Binibining Pilipinas to have crowned someone that is considered far off from what the Miss International prototype of a, Barbie doll beauty. So we will be talking about that a little bit later on. In the meantime, bago tayo mag-umpisa, greetings muna tayo, comments section muna tayo, magharutan, and let's discuss all of these topics a little bit later. Siguro maybe in the 10-minute mark. Rodwin Fiel is here. Basta may pakar ang BBB next year, kahit isa lang crown nila, push na yan. Basta lang gawin nilang mas exciting yung pageant. I've heard that as well, that for next year, they are probably going to have a luxury car perhaps, or a vehicle as a prize winning, because this year, in the previous years, most of the winners would receive around 150,000 na management contract with BPCI. I think somewhere around the year ni Napia or Catriona, nag-increase yun to 250,000. Now, this year, dumoble. 500,000 worth of management contract na ngayon yung price ng Binibining Pilipinas International and Binibining Pilipinas Globe. Now, imagine niyo kung if tatanggalin, pipitikin paalis ng BPCI ang Globe next year, yung cash prize na kalahating milyon pwedeng mapunta doon sa main winner. So, kung gano'n ang mangyari, hindi nalalayo na we might be seeing a car as a prize for Binibining Pilipinas. So, let's wait lang. Nasaan ang mga comments? There. Pasensya na at again, I'm doing dual screen, so I am recording and live streaming on my phone, and then I am reading all your comments on my laptop para mas madaling tignan, so that I don't have to scroll sa phone at makita nyo yung malalaki kong daliri na nasa screen. Anyway, Travel Junkie, present, sabi niya, nasa Dubai siya ngayon. Hope to get home to watch the 60th edition of Binibini. Yes, please do. If bongga na yung 59th edition, I am expecting something even grander, something even more explosive for the 60th edition. EF Chicago, ALV said about Miss World Philippines later this year daw during MGI screening. That's the problem, EF, because it was also published in their official communications that Miss Tourism World is one of the titles that's going to be awarded in MGI Philippines this year. And then there is a post from the same Miss Tourism World organization saying that the franchise is now with Hiyas ng Pilipinas. So let's wait and see on that. As I said earlier, there is like major changes in terms of who holds the franchises. So who knows what will happen in the next 6 months. JB, sa totoo yung statement ni Voltaire na another year na post niya sa IG, hanggang 2023 lang franchise nila, tapos naghahanap na MU org for 2024. That's the rumor. Okay? Again, because these are rumors, so it's difficult to get full details that is confirmed. But we try as much as possible, as much as we can, to get more details. Kasi if it is ripe with details, then possibly the rumors are true. But if you get very sparse information from these rumors, then mas malaki yung potential niya na kuryente siya. So here in Sashes&Scripts, as much as possible, I try to be as very faithful to the people na nagchichichi sa atin doon sa sinasabi nila, without altering any major words that's being used. So, yun. Let's just wait for more details on that kasi sa mundo ng mundo ng pageantry, kung may marites kayo na kapitbahay, mas lalong maraming marites sa mundo ng pageantry. So, hindi yan magiging issue kung kung sikreto man yan dahil lalabas at lalabas yan because maraming ang makakatindi na sa mundo ng pageantry. Pero syempre nilaglag ko yung industry natin, no, 'di ba? But honestly, if the buzz gets around, then it probably means that there are truths to it. Okay, Leona Magolana, attendance. Hi, Sir Jason. Hello, good evening, Leona. I hope maayos ang kalagayan mo ngayon, wherever you are in the Philippines or in the world. JB, kung true na isa na lang title nila next year, sana naman wag na 40 candidates. My thoughts exactly. But honestly, this year dapat 35 lang talaga ang kukunin nila. So, ang GG dyan was that parang nagkaroon ng jumbling yata doon sa candidates na announce na yung mga ibang nasa top 40 nakapasok doon sa top 35 nung in-announce kaya in-expand nilang top 40 this year yung candidates ng Binibini. Sorry. That's a rumor. Kaya naging 40 yung candidates natin. Pasensya na kasi may ubo ako ngayong weekend and I've been feeling na makati yung parati yung throat ko. Thankfully hindi siya nag-develop into something worse. Hindi ako nilagnat, hindi ako sinipon kasi once na nagkaroon ng ganyan, automatic ang ginagawa ko, nag-antigen test ako. So thankfully hindi siya hindi siya lumala. It's just talagang ubo dahil siguro dun sa pabago-bago yung panahon, mainit tapos biglang uulan, tapos biglang lalamig, tapos iinit ulit. So please do take care of yourselves. Mag-overdose na kayo ng vitamin C because ang vitamin C naman, kung ma-overdose ka ng vitamin C, ilalabas mo lang naman yan ng katawan mo kapag umiihi ka. So right now, ang iniinom ko is orange juice with turmeric and ginger. Medyo mapait. So pasensyahan nyo na. Okay, balik tayo sa mga comments. Okay, AJ ba ay talagang heavy question kakaagad. Thoughts on having scammers in the beauty pageant world? I think kinakailangan nating mag-ingat sa ngayon. Whether you're a candidate, whether you're a pageant personality, we really need to be careful and not so easily trusting because madaling mambudol when it comes to pageantry. And also on my end, if makarinig kayo ng mga humihingi ng tulong using my name or using my image, please let me know para we can verify kung ako nga talaga yon. Dahil kung ako talaga yon, sasabihin ko naman in earnest na, okay, I need help. These are the avenues where you can help me. In my blog page, in my website, nakalagay doon kung saan kayo pwedeng mag-extend ng donations, but I don't actively promote it. Kasi I do this naman kasi for fun. So yung monetary gains parang secondary lang sa akin kasi naman I do have like a day job and that's what keeps me occupied throughout the day. That is why if you look at my content both on social and both on YouTube, my content usually is very curated kasi hindi ko kayang patusin lahat ng mga pageant na nangyayari ng sabay-sabay dito sa buong Pilipinas. So, there you have it. Anyway, nasaan na ba tayo? G. Bago, one title sa BPCI, it's no longer lucrative. Legacy is no longer enough. Exactly. That is why sinasabayan nila ng papremyo. That is why they've increased their their prizes for their winners. They've also stepped up their game when it comes to their production. You've seen yung kanilang finals, hindi madilim, hindi kinulang ng performances ng mga professional na mga performers. Medyo sablay lang ng konti doon sa evening gown na music. I know lahat tayo naramdaman yon at sinabi yon. I would have wanted na na si Alamat nag-perform sa evening gowns. That would have been for me like a better usage of these Pinoy P-pop groups. But then again, what's done, it's done. It's water under the bridge. I think if I'm going to compare Binibining Pilipinas, their finals with every other national pageants that I've seen both on-site and online this year, medyo marami pang kakaining bigas sa may ibang national competitions. CC, mas gusto ko yung format na may speech ang natatawag sa top 10 tapos yung story ng gown sa gown segment. I kinda agree. I miss the speaking segments. I think because they wanted to make a very fast-paced na pageant this year, na-omit yung opening statement. I think they might have thought that because they already have like a top 10 Q&A, top 11, sorry, Q&A, there is no need for the opening speech anymore. But if it were me, and I would have to direct, the format, I would have had a top 10 compete in a prepared speech round, and then the swimsuit, and then cut to a top 10. Tapos yung top 10, sila yung mag-evening gown and magfa-final Q&A. Tapos cut to the winners. Maybe some tweaks here and there pa, pwede pang gawin. But I think that would be something na pwede pang i-adjust in future editions. Dorothy V. Jones, did Stephen Diaz confirm plans to hold Miss International here in the country? Did he hint when? He did hint off-cam during our informal na conversation. Hindi ko na tawagin ito, hindi ko nabanggit about hosting in the Philippines dahil I think it's still under works. He mentioned that up until the days before the finals that they are still under negotiations. I think the local government units where is it? Wait lang. Sa notes ko yun. Nasaan na ba yung notes ko? Okay. Sige, pag-usapan na natin ng Miss International kasi nandyan na rin naman na tayo sa topic na yan. So, yung local government unit ng Bacolod, tama ba? Bacolod? I think it's Bacolod. Is very much interested in hosting. However, if they are gonna host, they need not only the support of the Department of Tourism. Kasi ang Department of Tourism, they will, help you with all the necessary permits, necessary arrangements to host, but they cannot guarantee security. That is under the jurisdiction of the local government unit. So they need to be able to discuss and have a conversation with the Department of Local Government, the ILG, Department of Interior and Local Government, in order for them to be given, protection and security if they're going to hold the pageant in Bacolod. I believe that was also, the same arrangement during Miss Universe here in the Philippines, na yung local government unit, through their police, through their, police force, are the ones na in charge doon sa security ng mga candidates. So wherever they are going, kung pupunta sila ng Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, whoever is in charge of the location kung saan sila pupunta, yung security nila yung nagko-coordinate for all of these, all of this security protection. Ayan. Tapos, nabanggit din niya na yung pinupush ng Miss International to have the pageant travel. Of course, they wanted, a focus on the culture, a focus on tourism and the places that the candidates are going to be involved in, and they wanted na doon nga mag-focus yung pageant, not on the mauubos yung 2 linggo, 3 linggo ng pageant sa rehearsal lang. They're not that kind of pageant. They really make an effort that the candidates would have an understanding of the local culture that the place is going, wherever the place is going to be held in, the pageant is going to be held in. So yun yung gustong mangyari ng Miss International. And the plans for Miss International is to bring it outside of Japan, have it held probably in the Philippines for next year, hopefully, and then have it held in another country after, bago bumalik ulit ng Japan. So I think that's something that's being worked on. I think that's a very good plan, especially now na bukas na yung karamihan ng mga bansa when it comes to international namang events. And so I am hoping that on my end I am hoping na ganapin siya dito sa Pilipinas in 2024, and then perhaps have it held in Vietnam or another Asian country in 2025. So there. And also, I am also hoping na matuloy siya dito sa Pilipinas because that would make Angelica Lopez as the host delegate. So, ang ganda, di ba? Inisipin niyo kung I think at around October, there is this festival in Bacolod na ginaganap. I am not sure doon sa kung anong festival ito. Pero kung mataon na October, November yung pageant at dito siya gaganapin sa Pilipinas next year, it might coincide with that festival. I am not sure what's the name of that festival. Hindi ko sure kung Aliwan yung festival na yon, but I'm hoping na some of you can shed a light on that because Mascara Festival, ayan, sabi ni Kurt Del Rosario. So, ang ganda tignan, di ba, sa Bacolod na may Mascara Festival, nandun yung mga international na mga Miss International na mga candidates. So, it might be something that, would be interesting to look at. Para may dahilan ng mga tao na magpunta ng Bacolod, di ba? Aside from the Mascara Festival, meron din silang incentive na manood ng Miss International. Ayan. So Dorothy D. Jones, I hope na tawag nito na nasugot ko yung tanong mo. Ramsey, interested po ba ang BBP sa franchise ng Miss U? That I have no idea, but what I do know is that ang pamunuan ng Araneta and Araneta group of companies, they want to protect the Binibining Pilipinas brand. If the Miss Universe is not flexible, or the Miss Universe organization is not flexible to what the Binibining Pilipinas brand is, then we might see Binibining Pilipinas as a standalone pageant for Miss International. Kasalanan yan ng MU Org dahil sila yung lumayas-layas, tapos ngayon sila yung gustong bumalik when ngayon I think that MUO rather the MUO owner wants to maximize revenues for the Miss Universe brand. Unfortunately, Binibining Pilipinas is the premier national pageant na kayang magwaldas ng 8 milyones in order to stage their pageant. So if we imagine that kind of capacity ng pageant na 8 million yung ilalabas na pera for their pageant alone, how much more pa kaya yung inilalabas nila when it comes to paying their franchises, and knowing that the Aranetas, they're listed as one of the 50 most wealthy people in the Philippines, and this is by Forbes. Itong listahan na to, listahan ng Forbes mismo. So hindi nalalayo na liligawan siya ng Miss Universe organization. Tom Consensino, I buy more yung reason na may financial difficulties ang MW. That could be the reason for franchise changes sa ibang countries. Anong date na? Wala pang official word from them. If I'm not mistaken, Tom, parang may nakabili ng Nepalese doon sa franchise or co-owned na siya ng isang Nepalese na businessman based in London. So, yes, money is difficult, especially in pageants nowadays. And I think that's also the reason why ang mga pageant franchise nagririgo doon. Kasi kung sino yung mas may kapasidad na magbayad, doon sila. 'Di ba? So, unfortunately, we have to understand that pageants is also business nowadays. It's no longer like the previous years that it also is about, showmanship and glamour and certain lifestyle, but nowadays it's about financial gain na ngayon. There. Lemuel 23.5. Magandang gabi, Sir Jason. Having Miss International as the only crown would be fine as it elevates the Miss International title, but nakilala na kasi ang BBP having many crowns as its own legacy brand. You have to understand that when Binibining Pilipinas started in 1964, they only have one franchise. It was not only, I think it was only during 1968 or 1969, or I think it's 1968 that they acquired a second franchise, which is the Miss International franchise. So, kung sasabihin natin na nakasanayan, nakaugalian na natin na maramihan yung franchise ng Binibining Pilipinas, maybe it's time that we reframe the way that we look at pageants na kaya naman ng Binibining Pilipinas na mag-stand alone as a pageant that would be on the same level as Miss France or even Miss South Africa na isang title lang din yung pinagtatalunan. So, I don't know. There is something about Binibining Pilipinas, crowning a Binibining Pilipinas 2024 or 2025 or whatever year mag-start yung single franchise na ito. But I kind of feel like that it elevates not only the Binibining Pilipinas brand, but it also elevates the Miss International brand because among the international pageants, I think Miss International yung halos walang bahid ng problema when it comes to selecting their their winners, provided na medyo one-sided nga lang yung Miss International when it comes to crowning a certain mold or certain organization is trying to work around now na inaayos nila yung perception na yon. And I do hope na what they do is to select a diverse selection of judges so that the changes that they want in the winner is reflected in the judging panel themselves. But going back to the Binibining Pilipinas brand, I think kita naman natin na kaya naman ng Binibining Pilipinas pala na mag-produce ng isang international caliber na show and at the same time produce a very entertaining na production na walang bahid ng technical glitch, na walang bahid ng issues on the tabulation o na walang bahid ng issues on fixing or planting of judges na may mga dubious na relationships with certain candidates. So these things are very much naiiwasan. And it's very important din kasi that Binibini maintains a very clean optic. So yon. Okay, Sissy says, let's be happy na lang na andyan pa rin ang Binibining Pilipinas. Wala tayong magagawa. Kung isang crown na lang next year, may sumasali pa rin naman, may nagsusupport pa rin. Huwag ka manood if ayaw mo, marami naman pageants. I think dahil marami naglipa ng pageants ngayon, mga fans na ayaw ng Binibining Pilipinas or ayaw ng MUPH or ayaw ng MGI-PH or ayaw ng whatever pageant na ayaw nila, they are free not to follow. They are free to not to watch. They are free not to, to support. Don Guido Fredo de Vera. If 1 crown na lang ang BBP next year, it follows MPE. Ay, wait lang. Nasaan na yung comment? If 1 crown na lang ang BBP next year, it follows MPE with ME crown and MUPH having ME crown alone. Separate ceremony kasi ang Miss Supra and Charm at may separate pageant na next year. Ayan. Yan. Thank you, Kurt. Beculo Blanco, Don Guido, Jason Junto for pointing it out that it's Mascara Festival. Ayan. God, nauubos na ang oras natin sa mga comments. Sige. Ping, magandang sabi. Ayan, sabi ko sa inyo, may ubo ako eh. My God, ang pait. Okay, Ping. Sabi ni Ping, magandang gabi po, Sir Jason. Sabi ni Sisi, nakaka-bad trip na rin mga minor pageants, kaya okay lang na wala na sila sa Binibining Pilipinas. I kinda agree. If titignan natin na lahat ng mga minor pageants gustong kumapit sa Binibining Pilipinas this year, it might be time for Binibining Pilipinas to evaluate their position. Would they rather stick with all of these minor pageants or they elevate their brand by removing all of these, minor pageants and just stick with one competition that provides, high value to them? I think that with Miss International having 6, winners from the Philippines, it's high time that we put a premium on the pageant because among all the alpha pageants, dyan lang tayo nakakorona ng 6 na titles. We're not even close to the 5 or 7 titles ng Puerto Rico and 9 titles ng Venezuela, sorry, and 9 titles ng US. So maybe we should also, give importance to the pageant that give importance to us. And if you're looking at our batting average for Miss International, mas mataas yung placement streak natin sa Miss International than at Miss World or Miss Universe combined. Nasaan na ba to? Ping, sabi niya, may issue ba, sir, na gustong bumalik ng MUO sa Binibining Pilipinas? Kahit na noon pa naman may gusto nilang bumalik ng Binibining Pilipinas. It just so happened na rumor has it that Sean McLean brokered the arrangement that Miss Universe is going to be moved to a different organization. So, nasaan na si Sean McLean ngayon? Yun ang tanong. Okay. Ang hirap kasi magsalita dahil naka-livestream tayo. Baka tayo, makasuhan tayo ng libelo kapag nagkamali tayo ng sinabi. Pachichi ko na lang siguro one of these days. Ads, for me, BBP will still remain the most prestigious pageant in the Philippines regardless if we only have the Miss International franchise. And also, I think that Binibining Pilipinas is the oldest national pageant in Southeast Asia or probably even in most of Asia. I hope I get a statistic on that, a fact check on that because I think yung tagal ng Binibini pwedeng lumalaban doon sa mga iba pang mga international na mga ibang mga national pageants sa ibang bansa. So parang I think Binibining Pilipinas having that legacy, ang hirap niyang buwagin because rooted na siya sa kultura ng Pilipinas. Dorothy V. Jones says, Binibini should be more aggressive in protecting its brand. If what it takes is granting larger prizes, reformatting the competition, or coming up with new national titles, it must move quickly. I kind of agree, but knowing the personality of Binibining Pilipinas, they're very careful when it comes to making their move. So, yung mga progress na nakita natin in the past 3 years, we've been clamoring for that, but they are not gonna make a move if they're not 100% sure with that move. They are progressing, definitely yes, but they're not progressing for the sake of just progressing alone. They are progressing because they deem that it fits their organization. I think that's the most important thing that we have to understand from the organization standpoint. Because if what we ask or what we clamor for them is not right for them as an organization, hindi nila gagawin yon. And that has been how they've protected the Binibining Pilipinas brand for the longest time. I think ang hirap niyang buwagin again because they have been very cautious when it comes to, you know, making drastic changes. Jason Hunto, may magbabalik ba talaga sa BBP, Sir Jason? Good evening. May mga gustong bumalik, tapos okay, let's go to Chichi territory, to Chaa territory. Chismis ito. So, wag nating bigyan ng malaking kahulugan. From what I know, there are at least 2 alpha pageants that wants to be in Binibining Pilipinas as of this year. May isang alpha pageant na bukod doon sa MUP na sumulat di umano sa pamunuan ng Binibining Pilipinas to hold its national franchise dito sa Pilipinas. So, I leave that sa inyo kung mag-speculate ko kayo kung sino at ano yung national pageant na yan. Ayun, international alpha pageant na yon. Okay? Again, alpha pageant siya. Hindi siya basta-bastang bagong sulpot na international pageant in the last 10 years. May mas patagal pa yung na to. Itong pageant na ito. So, dalawa na lang ang paghuhulaan nyo dahil nabanggit ko na si MUP. Si Miss Universe na franchise. Ayan. Yummy Boy site. Iba pa din ang BBB tatak na. Grabe naman ang pangalan mo, boy. Kakaloka. Richmond Devaras. Feel ko nagsisi na yung Miss Intercontinental. Next. Huwag na natin pag-aksaya ng panahon yan. Diyos ko, kung lumayas sila, di lumayas sila. Hindi naman sila kawalan. Saka lang naman sila nagkapangalan nung nasa Binibining Pilipinas sila. Nasaan ba tayo? Itong si Hello the Universe, may stalker levels kay Sir Hines. Hi sir, medyo tahimik si Sir Hines this year. I hope he is doing well. On the other hand, baka si crowns or titles ang issue natin, baka need natin i-shake up na ang members ng BPCI Execom. Dorothy V. Jones is saying, has it been resolved if the Miss Philippines is legally owned by any pageant org? That I don't know. I am hoping na masettle nila kasi ang hirap ng ang hirap ng taong nito. Ang hirap ng magkaroon ng may pageant ka na tapos biglang maho-hold yung pageant mo dahil you have to change everything in your in your PR dahil may problema sa copyrights, di ba? Gira Bago, MI's prize is not that competitive. Beros confirmed mas malaki pa nakuha ni Mutya. That's why girls flock sa MUPH. The quality of girls sa BPCI this year is off, and that's the result of uncertainty. Here's the thing. Wala naman na tayong naririnig na may cash prize yung mga nanalo ng special awards sa Miss Universe. So, if sa tingin natin na mababa ang cash prize ng Miss International, then tignan din natin, investigahan din natin yung cash prize ng Miss Universe. Dahil nagtanggal na sila ng winner ng Miss Photogenic, hindi na-announce sa tawag ito sa live telecast yung mga special awardees nila, yung mga tawag nito, yung mga winners and runners up, hindi na natin nalalaman kung ano yung actual na cash prize nila. So, maybe lahat ng mga pageants, hindi lang Miss International, Miss Universe, Miss Earth, nagkakaroon ng problema when it comes to finances. So, let's be clear on that. Kasi, right after the, what do you call this? Right after the pandemic, a lot of businesses, especially live events like pageants, they are the ones that got really heavy damage when it comes to their finances because of the lockdowns. So, the mere fact na wala na tayong naririnig na mga announced na mga cash prizes for some of these pageants is giving us an, especially for long-time pageant observer na katulad ko na bakit hindi na nila sinasabi kung ano yung cash prizes? Why don't they give like an idea to us na ito yung ma-receive ng winner? And even doon sa mga souvenir programs, very minimal na yung bigkas ng ano natatanggap ng winner. So maybe we have to be reminded of that na taghirap ngayon, especially when it comes to pageants. They are only starting to recuperate siguro this year dahil mas may pera as compared to last year. So let's not be very much focused on the prices kasi hindi tayo sigurado kung ano yung natatanggap nila. The only national pageant na flinash doon sa kanilang live stream, yung mga matatanggap ng mga winners is Binibining Pilipinas. And the mere fact na you can gauge kung gaano kalaki yung cash prize, gaano kalaki yung makukuha nila in terms of sponsorship ng mga benefits ganyan. I think wag masyado tayong mag-focus on the finances dahil when it comes to finances, I think Binibining Pilipinas is arguably the healthiest among the national pageants. Nasaan na ba tayo? Okay, Agent James 007. Good evening po, Sir Jason. Late na pasok sa live. Love BBP, my favorite national pageant. Excited for the best on their 60th anniversary. Would love to see a celebration and gathering of past queens. Same here. I think siguro kung meron man tayong gustong makita is like we see the same thing that we saw in the 50th year where lahat ng mga past winners nila, they walked on stage. And this is from 1960s to 70s, 80s, ganyan, yung parang binatch sila together. Nasaan na ba tayo? Lemol 23.5, about the age increase, I will be discussing that a little bit later on. Multidocs 1, hi Sir Jason, good morning from Mississippi, USA. So hello, good morning there. Please have coffee on my behalf dahil hindi ako pwedeng magkape in this past few days. I've been having more juices. Okay, nasaan na ba 'yon? Agent James, nasagot ko na yung tanong mo about Miss World franchise. So back read ka na lang sa conversation natin later. Multidocs is also saying, I am happy about the selection of Angelica Lopez for MI because it's time for a Morena prototype. I will be talking about that because there are implications doon sa pagkapanalo ni Angelica for the Binibining Pilipinas 2024 na pageant. I think her winning is such a shaker in terms of the pageantry scene dito sa Pilipinas dahil I think they are going to make sure that the 2024 edition would be benefiting from Angelica's win. So I will discuss that a little bit later on. Where are we? Okay. Sabi ni Cici, BBP is unbothered kasi hindi naman nila source of income ang Binibining Pilipinas. Kung tutuusin, expense pa nga siya ng Araneta. Benny Ang, wala na ba si Araneta? Wala na ba si Lara Kigaman sa BBP? She's not just present this year kasi if I'm not mistaken, she is in the US with vacationing with the family. Yun ang dinig ko. So, syempre, unahin mo naman ang pamilya mo, di ba? Where are we? CC says, I think the 60th edition will unleash the new era of Binibining Pilipinas, major rebranding and new direction with Aika production na modern and may fresh ideas. What I like about Aika is that yung hiningi natin na runway, gaano man siya kaliit, pinagbigyan tayo. And I think baka next year, baka bobonggahan nila yung runway for us, di ba? And we've seen the long runway in the press presentation doon sa letter C na runway nila nung press presentation, and nakita natin yung mga magaling rumampa on that stage. And this is also the reason why sa tingin ko malaki yung viewership nung video ko on the full show ng press presentation because nakita ng lahat ang buong kabuuan ng candidates na rumampa on that end. Travel Junkie, thank you very much for for the generosity. Salamat sa panglola remedios ko. Mag-aantayan yan. Definitely by tomorrow I'm gonna buy. Kasi I need to have my voice. And kasi may klase na naman sa Lunes, so I want to be at my best physically for my classes next week. Okay, Kurt Del Rosario, sir, just to justify, once we say alpha pageant, the big four only. Oo naman, there's only 4 alpha pageants. World, Earth, Universe, International, yun na yun. I doubt na may madadagdag pa in the next 5 years, not unless may tumiklop na pageant doon sa 4. Lord Lena, Miss Worst, kasi wala na silang budget. Hindi ko alam. Maybe. But if meron silang financial backer na bago, I think that's going to be something na ikagaganda ng pageant. Okay. Nasa na ba tayo? Naku, Mark Gonzalez, ayoko munang basahin yan. Pero ang juicy. Okay, so sabi ni Mark, Sean McLean is the husband and baby daddy of my former student. Pero parang wala na siya recently sa photos or posts ni former student. Okay. Cici says, sabi ni Patch before, na-enjoy daw niya ang Miss International. Ibang experience talaga at may allowance ang candidates bigay ng MI. Oh, that's new. That's new information. Kung as a candidate, may allowance ka, then good for you. I mean, kahit na hindi ka manalo, meron kang token, di ba? Hello, the universe. Sabi niya, si Madam Stella talaga ang buhay ng BBP. Kita naman, every time na may appearance siya or kahit mahagip lang siya ng camera, I think BPCI, to remain relevant, they need to build a new figure or head or icon. Sam De Rivera, it was announced that Miss Universe 2022 winner it receives a $100,000. I'm assuming this is in dollars. $100,000 salary. Ayan. Catherine Valois, sabi niya, Binibining Pilipinas Earth Ems. Why not? Diba? I mean, who knows? It does have a good sound to it, but I also want na if they're going to have a Binibining Pilipinas Earth na title, I am hoping that they would expand the advocacy ng mga candidates to include sustainability so that there is like a conversation in the advocacy part na aligned doon sa advocacy ng Miss Earth. Agent James 007, thank you very much. Sabi niya, Sir Jason, my favorite pageant vlogger aside from Tita Lavinia. I pray for the 60th anniversary BBP will have the Miss World and International na titles. I am keeping my fingers crossed that if Binibining Pilipinas is going to acquire new titles, they stick with the high-end na mga titles. Huwag na silang bumaba sa mga minors. Doon na sila sa alpha. Kung hindi alpha yan, huwag na nilang tanggapin. That's my perspective on that. Nasaan na tayo? CC says, nasa credits pa rin si Lara as Execom member. Nasa Canada lang talaga siya. Sorry, so Canada pala siya, hindi US. I thought that she's in the US. Basta, medyo malapit naman na ang Canada sa US. So, not too far from my guess. Okay? Dorothy V. Jones, a decent price for a package, for a pageant winner should be in the area of 300 to 500K in Philippine peso. If one were to consider it as an annual salary, then probably in good hands ang mga binibini because this year $500,000 yung kanilang price. Ambience Bliss. Kung business-minded po talaga yung si Kun An, mas magandang ibalik niya ang MU license sa Binibining Pilipinas just in time for the 60th anniversary. Old money nga kasi ang mga Aranettas. And other than that, I think that the Aranettas are the most viable na company when it comes to producing pageants like this. Kasi kung ang hihingin niya is $3 million, which is roughly equivalent to 150 million pesos, I think kaya yan ng Binibining Pilipinas if that amount is spread out to a 5 to 10 year na franchise. Kasi from what I've known, ang Binibining Pilipinas pag nagbabayad ng mga franchises nila sa mga global na pageants na ina-acquire nila, they pay cash, one time, big time. Minsan ng bank transfer yung payment nila. Hindi sila hulugan magbigay. And if you are a business, syempre gusto mo yung one time, big time kung magbayad sa'yo, di ba? So, I think that is one of the reasons why yung chismis na nililigawan siya pa rin ng what do you call this, ng MU, ang Binibining Pilipinas, is not far off from, from having a pinch of truth in that. And based on sa mga insider ko sa Binibining Pilipinas na nag-i-email pa rin daw kahit na nalipat na sa ibang franchise yung pageant sa Binibining Pilipinas every time na kumukorona sila ng panibagong winners. And that happened from the time na umalis sila up until last year. This year, I'm not sure kung nagparamdam ang MU. Okay. Inom muna tayo sandali. Drake, with regards kung in-announce kung anong winning prize na magiging MGIPH, I did not cover, so I wouldn't know any details on that. Agent James 007, Sir Jason, I feel sa 60th anniversary babalik ang Miss World sa Binibining Pilipinas. I don't know what to feel about that. Kasi I think, for me I think we were at the best position when Cory Corino handled the franchise. I think that she is the one na nakapagpanalo sa atin. So maybe I don't know, maybe ang loyalty ko siguro nasa kay Madam Cory, but at the same time I would not discount if Binibining Pilipinas would accept Miss World, if Miss World would want to come back. So if Miss World will have the intention, would make the first move, I think it's up to Binibining Pilipinas if they would accept. But on my end, if Binibining Pilipinas is going to accept new franchises, I would rather that they stay away from minor pageants and just focus on mga alpha pageants if they're going to add franchises by next year. I think for me, that would effectively help the Binibining Pilipinas brand long term, because you are maintaining your position like it was in the 2000s, that you have the three biggest and oldest na international na mga alpha pageants. Pero I wouldn't even flinch if magkaroon tayo ng Binibining Pilipinas Earth na title, because I think it has a nice ring to it. Although, parang tignan natin how would that develop. Kasi I also want that yung advocacies ng Miss Earth hindi maglaho if it's going to be moved or it's going to be, it's going to be under Binibining Pilipinas, because that is my contention. That is the area where I really feel that Miss Philippines Earth, being a very niche na national pageant, would have a better position if they are, in that position na doon sila sa may sarili nilang mundo na niche yung kanilang audiences. However, again, as I've said, if Binibining Pilipinas is open, to expand their advocacy to include, environmental awareness, then I'm all for it. Wow. Thank you again, Agent James, pang Dairy Queen and Pizza Hut. Ayan, we are talking Binibining Pilipinas, and tawag ito, pandagdag sa milyones ni Madam Stella kahit hindi niya kailangan. Honestly, I think, iba pa din kasi yung may business acumen like the Aranetas, because they're in the position where they are financially secure, but at the same time they also have enough business acumen to know that they need to keep on investing. That is why later on I am hoping kapag fully open na yung gateway 2, magkaroon tayo ng sort of like a mall tour. I am hoping that this is something that I can I actually want to suggest sa tawag ito sa mga Araneta PR, na instead of having us interview the Binibining Pilipinas winner, bakit hindi lang tayo i-mall tour sa Gateway 2? Ano yung plans, kasi marami pang areas doon na hindi pa bukas. But I am quite interested doon sa layout ng Gateway 2. Ayan. Saan na ba tayo? Hala. Dami na namang comments naligaw na naman ako. Okay, Vanessa Dancel. Kung magkakaroon naman ng reunion ng 4 major crowns, okay na ako. Same here. Hello the universe. On the other hand, upcap tomorrow. Good luck to the future East Coast and last day ng Landers Sale. Good luck Katipunan. Thank God na bukas wala ako sa may Katipunan na area. Wala ako sa may UP na area. Tuesday ang pasok ko doon. So I am quite safe from the madness and the traffic that's going to happen. Dadala ako ng UP on Tuesday. So there. Vanessa Dancel, opinion ka rin ba sa reunion ni MJ at SMA? Okay, my opinion on that is that, okay, medyo baguhin natin yung that's actually one of the things that I want to discuss doon sa ating pa-live. So anyway, because Catriona and Nicole has been hosting for the last 2 years, kinakailangan on their 3rd year, may panibago silang idagdag o gawin doon sa kanilang hosting. And it's perfect na pumasok si MJ because she created, a different dynamic. Added to the Catriona and Nicole dynamic na may pagkamasa yung the way that MJ is hosting. So it kind of grounded down yung very alta na hosting ni na Catriona and ni na Nicole. Nicole has a very intellectual approach when it comes to hosting, because she is a speechwriter for a government official before becoming a beauty queen. So it makes sense that she makes the ang atake niya is huli niya yung AB market. Catriona is more of a in-between na market, na kaya niyang itawid yung A hanggang sa CDE na masses. Ang kagandahan ni MJ is huling-huli niya yung kilite ng BCDE na market while looking alta. So kapag pinagsama-sama mo sila together, hindi sila nag-aaway when it comes to yung kanilang physicality and yung kanilang aesthetics. But at the same time, they are able to, attack and, pull in together mga different audiences from different walks of life. So, I am very much happy with that. And I think si SMA, meron siyang, again, this is just from what I've observed ever since covering Binibining Pilipinas, may konti siyang bias or isa sa mga favorite niyang binibinis is MJ. And I think that is, that is like something that would never change. So, having MJ, yung reunion si MJ at saka si Madam, parang iba yung kurot. Kasi we've seen Madam during MJ's time nung lumaban sa Doral na very alive and happy and very enthusiastic, very vigorous yung energy, to now na she's on her 80s, na mas fragile na siya. So parang you get a sense that almost 10 years has passed, and parang we are experiencing, the very rare instances na nakikita natin si Madam. Unlike before na bawat binibining activity nandyan siya. So, ang hirap ma-imagine ng Binibining Pilipinas without SMA in it. And this is something na I think we as pageant fans would have to reconcile and recognize, because hindi tumatanda si Madam. And the best thing that we can do is enjoy her presence while she is still here, while she's still, active. Ayan. Okay, so a lot of the things that we've discussed sa mga questions ninyo are some of the things that I wanted to discuss. I just wanted to take a break muna dun sa mga comments because we've been reading comments for the last hour, and focus on some of the things that I wanted na sana na pag-usapan dito sa live stream natin. And that is yung pagkapanalo ni Angelica, because this is one of the things na hindi ko na isinama doon sa aking review. I have a different review for Binibining Pilipinas. It comes in 3 parts. One day apart ko sila nilalabas. Bukas ko ilalabas yung 3rd and final part. But hindi kasama doon yung pag-uusapan natin with regards to Angelica's win. Ano yung implications ng pagkapanalo ni Angelica? Because we all thought that this is going to be a year of the Morenas. And nung nakita natin yung roster ng mga candidates, sabi ko nga, this is the year na magre-revenge ang mga Morenas. But when I saw the candidates na nakapasok sa top 11, I was like, medyo nag-cold sweat ako when I saw it, because it's so mestiza. Masyadong mestiza yung buong top 11, and only a couple of medyo brown skin na Pinay ang nakapasok, and Angelica is one of those. The mere fact that the top 11 Angelica yung pumangibabaw na morena, it kinda made me felt ecstatic with her win when she was announced as winner, kasi I felt that top 11 should have comprised of a more diverse na selection of Filipina beauties. I was hoping na meron tayong Rima, meron tayong Nirhan, meron tayong Yesli, meron tayong Sofia Galve, and several other girls na I thought had a fighting chance to make it in the top 11. Kaya I am constantly saying na masikip yung top 10. Kung nasisikipan na tayo sa top 12, how much more doon sa top 10 na na semi-finalists plus just one wild card through the Bingo Plus na voting. So, in my end, I think that overall, the fact that Angelica won over the Mestizas sends a message that this time around, may equal chance na manalo ang Morena sa Binibining Pilipinas, especially for the Miss International na crown. This expands yung confidence ng mga brown-skinned na mga Pinay that for the 60th year, pwede silang sumali sa Binibining Pilipinas at manalo. I think that is the symbolic win of, that is what symbolizes by the win of Angelica, na binigyan niya ng konfiansa yung mga Morena na mga binibini natin na gustong sumamak ng Binibining Pilipinas next year and give them the confidence that even if I'm brown-skinned, even if I am Morena, even if I am dusky-skinned, I have the chance to possibly win the Miss International crown in Binibining Pilipinas. And that is the message that I think na we need to focus on, because the mere fact that her entourage of court, yung kanyang co-queens and mga runners-up, siya yung namumukod tanging angat kapag inihilera mo sila dahil yung kutis niya, ang ganda yung pagkakayumangging kaligatan ng kutis niya, sends, confidence not only to pageant girls but also for brown-skinned na mga kids na pwede akong maging Miss Philippines, pwede akong maging Binibining Pilipinas in the future. And doon sa Pedestrian na shoot nila nung nakarang araw, I saw mga small kids, like mga around siguro mga 6 years old, 5, 6, 7 years old, na kay Angelica talaga lumamit para magpa-picture. And Angelica was very welcoming na magpa-picture doon sa bata. So that gives you a glimpse of yung power ng possibility, especially with Angelica's win. Okay, another thing that I also wanted to discuss is yung nabanggit kanina ni Lemuel 23.5 about the Miss Universe age requirements, because I think that moving forward, we will be looking at possibly mga 32-year-olds na sumali sa Miss Universe. From what I've heard from rumors flying around is that they are already in the process of discussion when it comes to the age requirements. So whether it's 32 max or 35 years old max, I think that's a welcome development, because during I'm sure naman naalala niyo yung Q&A ni Arboni sa Miss Universe about ageism, about extending the Miss Universe na age eligibility. I think that was a powerful Q&A na it kind of shook the Miss Universe organization na oo nga naman, inuna niyo pa yung mga trans women, yung mga married, yung mga pregnant na sumali sa Miss Universe before expanding the age requirement. I think had it been that they expanded first the age requirement, other developments would have been easier na i-introduce, kasi we started with the more subtle na mga developments before ushering yung very controversial na transgender na ruling in 2012, and the single mothers, the wedded, married na women, and separated na mga women that can join Miss Universe from the new regulation last I think it was last year nila pinatupad. So I think another thing is, tingin ko may konting org structural na changes na mangyayari soon. This is still on the Chichi territory, so I'm still waiting for additional na ano na information on that. I think that magkakaroon ng shake-up sa organizational structure ng Miss Universe, especially with the plans to move the headquarters to Bangkok in the next 2 to 5 years. Ayan. So, nasa na ba tayo? With regards pala sa Miss Tourism World, it's the Miss Tourism World organization na yung nag-confirm na nasa hiyas ng Pilipinas na yung kanilang local na partner. So I am not sure kung ang MGI or ang ALV Pageant Circle is made aware already of that. I think the moment na nag-announce ang MGIPH na 3 ang corona nila, saktong sinabayan yun ng Miss Tourism World at saka ng Hiyas ng Pilipinas na naglabas sila ng ng post on social media that they are now with Hiyas ng Pilipinas. Okay, sandali lang ha, inom lang tayo sandali. Oh my God, mahigit 1 oras na pala tayo nagchichikahan dito. Okay, nasa na ba tayo? Balik muna tayo sa mga comments. Junjun Agbayani, kung Binibining Pilipinas International at Binibining Pilipinas Earth, dapat may Binibining Pilipinas Hangin, Tubig at Binibining Pilipinas Apoy kasi maganda rin yung court system ng Miss Earth. I actually prefer Binibining Pilipinas, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. But then again, I think mukhang may tawag nito. Mukhang may kagat din kasi yung Binibining Pilipinas na mga continent. Okay. Let me think about this. Kasi parang ang hirap yata. Maybe we just make it simple. Binibining Pilipinas International, Binibining Pilipinas Earth, tapos first runner-up, second runner-up, para hindi masyado magulo. Kasi kung may Binibining Hangin, Tubig, Apoy, parang ang gulo niya, paano sila line up? Anyway, that is if mapunta sa kanila ang Miss Earth na franchise. SS, mas fit ang Miss World sa sa BBP over MU. MU is disgustingly woke. Renee Villarta, if SMA was still active in the selection, would she have allowed Angelica to win Miss International Philippines, considering her not-so-idea blueprint for MI? Then again, Renee, during our interview with Stephen, he stressed on the MI mold as parang coincidental because every country is sending a specific mold in the pageant. So if you have 70 candidates from 70 countries na iisa yung mold ng iniisip ng mga national directors as the MI mold at yun ang ipapadala nila, then naturalmente because of the sheer numbers, statistically, you would end up with a girl who is of the MI mold. So yun yung explanation niya. But if you look at winners like Christina Sawaya, Elizabeth Mosquera, in terms of even the Venezuelan winners, which is one of the examples ni Stephen, was that if you look at the winners ng Venezuela with sa Miss International, from Nina Cecilia to Gozaider Azua, to Consuelo Adler, to Edimar Martinez, to Mariam Velasco, and several others. Wala kang makikitang commonality sa kanila. Probably in exception lang siguro kay Consuelo Adler with several other European na mga Miss International winners. But look at Edimar na very fierce, but at the same time bubbly din yung personality niya. which we all thought would be perfect for Miss Universe, nanalo sa Miss International. We all thought na dahil sabi nga ni kwento nga ni Stephen was that when Mariam Velasco was competing in Miss International, she thought na he has very slim chance or no chance at all to win Miss International because kapanalo pa lang ng what do you call this, kapanalo ng Venezuela with Edimar several years back, and that she doesn't necessarily fit the porcelain doll image na hinahanap ng Miss International, and nakita naman natin na nanalo siya. So I think the message here is that when it comes to the Miss International mold, basagin na natin yan dahil moving forward, the Miss International pageant is probably looking for something different when it comes to its winners. So, maaari na in the next several years, we will be looking at a more diverse na set of winners and set of semi-finalists from the pageant. Nasa na tayo? Ping says, mali kasi si Kun An, dapat case by case per country kung stand-alone or pwedeng mikahati like BBCI and Putri. Alexis Araneta says, problem if kunin ng Binibining Pilipinas is the fact na ayaw nga ni Kun An yung may ibang crowns na kasabay, especially if kapwa Big Four. Asang they're dropping MI since SMA is a former MI queen. That's the thing. Kung magdedemand ka ng $3 million for your franchise, hindi na lalayong magdemand din yung hinihingan mo ng 3 milyon. I think that's, that's fair trade. Hindi pwedeng one-sided lang yung manalo sa isang negotiations, especially at the business na na usapin na katulad nito. It has to be a win-win situation. Either magbend ang Miss Universe or magbend ang Binibining Pilipinas, or kapwa silang mag-adjust, magkompromiso. Junjun Agbayani, si Cory Quirino ang Madam Stella ng MWP. Sayang at binitawan niya ito. I think alam naman natin na na-stress na din si Madam Cory sa pag-handle ng Miss World. So I think it was a good thing that nakapagpanalo muna siya ng isang Miss World before niya binitawan. Ayun. Mr. Zukumofu Uwanatics, I pray sa 60th anniversary may madagdag na crown sa BDP. MWP kay Miss Cory na lang kasi mas magaling siya mag-manage. CC, kaya nakaping si MJ nung first gap kasi raw hindi niya alam na main host din siya. Akala niya backstage host lang siya. 2 days before the event lang siya dinagdag. Pati yata si Darren at Alamat late addition. From what I know was that originally is si SB19 yung kinukuha nilang mag-perform. However, hindi magkasundo dun sa schedule. So they had to make way for other acts na mag-perform kung hindi pwede ang SB19. With regards naman to MJ, yes, I've heard as well na parang 2 days lang before the pageant siya kinontak. Dorothy V. Jones, sabi niya, I believe Stephen Diaz eloquently explained why there is no prototype for the Miss International title. I think na-explain niya yan doon sa interview namin sa kanya. So if you have time after this live stream, please do check it out, yung unscripted interview namin with Sir Stephen. Kasi to Sir Stephen kasi he was very game to allow us to have an understanding on the inner workings of the Miss International pageant, and na-explain niya sa amin kung paano kahigpit and very disiplinado yung organization, and they the plans that they have for the future of the pageant. Okay. Nasaan na ba tayo? Sam De Rivera, true about Madam Cory Quirino. Her title holders currently sa Mutya has been winning international titles lately. Miss Chinese World, Miss Tourism International. So that's why, Mutihan ng Pilipinas is in good hands under Madam Cory. Vanessa Dancel, grabe rin yung pagkawala ng Miss You franchise sa Binibining Pilipinas, sa Putri Indonesia, at sa Señorita Colombia. At least, nag-move on na sila. Junjun Nagbayani, kung Binibining Pilipinas International at Binibining Pilipinas Earth, I think nabasa ko na itong comment na to, naulit na lang. CC is asking, in your opinion, bakit kaya si Albay ang nanalo ng Best in National Competition? No complaints kasi maganda naman lahat, pero natalo niya yung big costumes unlike last year na yung kay Graciela. I think Albay won because of sheer, I don't know, impact. Kasi hindi man kalakihan yung mga costumes niya, but it does look very good on stage. Na kapag inihilaran mo siya with all the festival costumes, lumulutang yung kanyang, tawag nito, yung kanyang costume. It's, hindi ko ma-explain, but there's something about her costume na ang ganda visually, with the way that she carried yung payong na umuusok, yung kanyang red lips doon sa kanyang styling, parang mula mukha, buhok, hanggang styling, hanggang sa buong damit, parang it was immaculately planned perfectly. Mirhan, sabi ni Alexis Araneta, tukuyo talaga. I don't believe that Mirhan was, okay, how to say this without offending anyone? I don't think Mirhan should have been ignored. For me, I think the top 10 would have been much more convincing had it been a group of girls that has not only Chinita with Kiara Gel, you also have Morenas with Angelica and possibly Rima and Mirhan. You have, mga mestiza na homegrown like Isabel Dilasano. You have mestiza na foreign grown like, for example, like Ana Valencia. You have mestiza na medyo fierce, sultry yung arrive like Zoe Santiago. So I was looking for a diverse top 11. I think yun yung hindi ko nakita sa Binibining Pilipinas this year. That is why I am hoping that in the future they would expand that into a 15 where different complexions, different Filipino races, different Filipino types of beauty is well represented. Hello the universe, not just even Morenas, even if Glamazon moves ka, pwede kang mag-MI. I agree. Someone na alam mong palaban on stage. Filet o miss, there goes the gluta business. But then again, kailan ba kasi naging standard ng ganda yung pagiging maputi? Kasi may mga beauty queens tayo na maganda lang pag maputi. Pag pinaitim mo sila, pumapangit sila. And there are also some morena beauties na pag pumuti sila, maganda pa rin sila. So, why don't we remove skin tone in the conversation kung ano maganda? Kung maganda siya, kay maputi, kay maitim siya, edi maganda siya. 'Di ba? That's unquestionable. Pero kung maganda lang siya kapag pag morena siya or pag mestiza siya, then 50-50 lang yung ganda niya. I mean, shouldn't we be thinking of beauty in that terms? But maybe again, that's just me. Ambience Bliss. Kun-An shouldn't be like Julia Morley. MU is definitely the most illustrious pageant than the other big four pageants. Imagine, alam naman nila, highest crown ang universe over international noon sa Binibining Pilipinas. Problema nila, lumayas-layas sila, tapos ngayon gusto nilang bumalik, magdedemand sila ng pagkataas-taas na So, how does that it compute kung ayaw na sa'yo ng Binibining Pilipinas? Kung yung mga changes ng MU is not aligned with what the Binibining Pilipinas is looking for in a winner. Parang ang hirap niyang i-marry. Ang hirap niyang i-align together. So, I don't know. Who knows, baka naman gusto ng Binibining Pilipinas na iba na lang talaga ang maghawak ng MU next year. But I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, kung marunong lang mag-give way konti ang Miss You, I think there is a space for universe in Binibining Pilipinas pa din. Ayan. Joss Moore says, according to Mama Sam, nakuha na rin ng Empire ang Miss World franchise. Ayan, kawawa naman si ALV. J. Ramos says, Sir Jason, just saying, BBP has money. They are old rich. Yes, they're not bourgeois rich. Ayun, hindi sila nouveau rich. Dorothy V. Jones is saying, a 60-day countdown for the 60th anniversary of Binibining Pilipinas. My wishes, a new format, a new approach to the preliminaries. I agree. New crown designs. Pwedeng mangyari yan. Hintayin natin kasi I already heard that there has been like motions to do this since last year. Successful Binibinis, historical moments. Agree. Nasa na ba tayo? Okay. Hello the Universe. I expected Kiara to do an Angelia Ong Liz Clenchy performance. Sayang. Albai's win on the national costume reminds me of Chris Hanson's national costume win on. Ambience Bliss. It's IMG's fault it's IMG's fault then why Universe separated from Binibining Pilipinas. Pinagpalit ang alta sa isang grupo ng mga alta-altahan. Ayan, Ambience Bliss, sabi niya, tama ka dyan, Sir J. Ramos. Doon sa comment ni Jay na ayaw ko munang basahin kasi baka masampal tayo ng na pagbinasa natin yan. Okay, so, last comments na lang pala doon sa ating pa-live on my list. Okay, so there are rumors, na this year the budget for Binibining Pilipinas alone was around 8 million. And I am speculating that maybe next year that budget is going to be expanded even more kasi after this year, operational na ang Gateway Mall 2. So, we will expect that in the coming year, most likely, ang mga activities ng Binibining Pilipinas mangyayari dun sa very alta na Gateway Mall 2. So, let's expect na in the coming year, from this moment on, going further into the 60th anniversary na. So, we might be seeing like the press presentation being held at the Gateway Mall 2. We might see more activities there. So, asahan nyo na by next year, dudumugin ng mga tao yung Gateway Mall 2 and it might start from this year. So, ibig sabihin, kapag mas maraming taong nasa Gateway, mas may pera ang mga Araneta na maglustay on the Binibining Pilipinas pageant. And I think, after na natapos na yung construction ng yung kanilang bagong hotel doon sa tabi ng ng Coliseum, it's the Ibis Styles na hotel. I think they are going to be more open for international events to be happening in Gateway, in Araneta City. So this means that maybe in the next several years, we will be seeing possibly international na mga pageants being hosted here in the Philippines. So there. Let's wrap it up na because it's almost we're already approaching an hour and 30 minutes into our live stream. Sabi ni Hello the Universe, Quantum Sky, goodness, imagine doon ang Binibining Pilipinas ganaps. Ayan. Before we end our live stream this evening, gusto ko lang po magpasalamat because I got a notification that lagpas 5,000 subscribers na po tayo dito sa ating YouTube channel. Hindi po ito magiging posible kung wala kayo na sumusuporta sa akin and sa aking channel dito sa YouTube. So, maraming salamat po and thank you very much for the trust and the support that you've given me throughout, the past several years. Salamat po sa mga patuloy na sumusubaybay sa atin weekly sa ating mga pa-live stream. And I do hope that before we end this live stream, please leave a thumbs up dito sa ating pa-live stream para after this episode is done, more of you mas marami sa mga audiences pa ang makakita and hopefully mag-subscribe dito sa ating channel. Thank you very much. Sabi ni pahabol na greetings, sabi ni Hello the Universe, good luck sa mga magte-take ng UPCAT, Travel Junkie, thank you very much for the comment. Sabi niya kasi congrats doon sa ating milestone. So, thank you very much for everyone na sumubaybay sa lahat ng mga sa lahat ng mga nagbigay ng tulong sa atin ngayong gabi. Maraming salamat for your generosity, for everyone who've been supporting me in this channel for the last 2 years that has been full of ups and downs. Thank you very much. I really appreciate this. That is why I constantly am trying to give you quality content that you don't find anywhere else in the YouTube na atmosphere. So thank you very much. Thank you din EF excuse me, EF Chicago for participating in the live chat. Sa lahat ng mga sumubaybay sa atin ngayon, maraming salamat. And see you in our next live stream. And I hope na sana hindi na ako inuubo habang nagchichikahan tayo dito sa ating live stream. Okay? So, good evening sa mga nandito sa Pilipinas and everywhere in the world. I hope you enjoy your day. Bye everyone and see you next live stream next week. So, bye and take care.